In tonight's Channel 4 News, green housing developments making their mark across the state, Black Forest students learning skills in the garden, and controversy in the State Netball League. Good evening, I'm Nicole Steele.
And I'm Chaise.
In a bid to prevent binge drinking, the federal government has proposed a plan to raise the drinking age to 21. Nicole D reports.
Each weekend, thousands are arrested for alcohol-related violence. To curb these figures, the government is considering raising the legal age, which has support from experts in the field.
Price, availability, ease of access of availability and enforcement of liquor licensing laws are important factors. Certainly, drinking purchase age is a factor to consider.
However, other drug and alcohol experts believe it'll prove ineffective.
It will still happen. I don't know how they're going to enforce it.
Research from Drug Free Australia suggests that raising the legal age in the United States reduced binging amongst 18 and 20-year-olds. However, many Australian experts believe that this will encourage underground drinking.
If people want a substance or want something, if it's taken away in one way, they'll find another way of getting it.
Most of the Australian public agree.
They're actually going to get angry, and I think they're actually going to rebel and probably start to drink more.
It does make people want to drink more.
I won't exacerbate it because it will make drinking a more attractive thing.
It's just too young, 18. That's my opinion.
Government advisors have taken this into consideration.
Any changes to the legal purchase age would need to be considered in the context of what resources we have available to enforce that.
Nicole D reporting for Channel 4 News.
Australian households are responsible for a fifth of Australia's carbon pollution, so going green seems to be the way of the future, and new housing developments are no exception, not only because it will save the planet, but because it will save money.
6 years ago, the green village of Lockyer Park in Campbelltown was the first one of its kind in Adelaide. Now it's seen as a good investment.
With the rise in electricity prices and water prices that is likely to come in the next few years, that greenhouses are going to start to have a real market value.
Now South Australia is leading the way with a number of green housing developments already established in a number of areas including Mawson Lakes and Noarlunga. All houses built here must have a 7.5-star energy rating in design principles and appliances. Buying greener products usually means spending more, but new green housing developments around Adelaide are allowing homeowners to save and make money.
The rainwater, we use it for most of the year, having about four tanks, so we're saving money there. And also with the electricity, we're sending power back to the grid and we're getting rewards there as well.
All homeowners are encouraged to use as less energy as possible through simple cost-effective methods, such as using fans and shady plants in summer. The federal government says it has invested more than $5 billion in developing clean energy technologies and hopes to receive 1/5 of Australia's electricity from renewable sources by 2020.
I think it's a really good idea to be a bit more self-sufficient, a bit more sustainable, so yeah, I think it's good.
Nicole Steele, Channel 4 News.
Black Forest primary school students are learning valuable skills out of the classroom by getting their hands dirty. A unique garden set up a generation ago is part of the school's curriculum, teaching students how to grow, prepare and eat nutritious food.
The Black Forest Primary School Garden has been going for 29 years due to the school's commitment, vision and passion.
I think it gives a lot of pride to the Black Forest school community.
The garden programs rotating activities like planting seeds, watering using worm juice, learning to propagate and using natural materials for artwork keeps the students entertained.
This is a great classroom. It's much more interesting than a 50 square metre box.
Spending time outdoors instead of in the classroom and the hands-on approach of the garden is an effective learning tool for kids.
I think a garden's a great place to play, and for primary school students I think play is a great way of learning.
At recess and sometimes lunch you get to come in here, and when the food or fruits are ready we get to eat them.
I think I've just learned about where the plants originally came from and how we take care of them and stuff.
When the older students visit the garden, they do things a bit differently. The Year 6-7 program builds on the skills students have gained from exposure to the garden at an early age.
Some students are involved in pruning and weeding, propagating plants.
Students here at Black Forest Primary School take on the ideas and technology while learning in the garden, such as shade cloths, dripper systems and raised garden beds.
The school hopes its visionary environmental program will continue to grow and help future generations.
I know that some of our ex-students have gone on to careers in environmental education or environmental studies.
Carmen Winch, Channel 4 News.
And in sport, the Oakdale Netball Club is preparing to take to the courts, but this time it's not for a game of netball. Netball SA have dumped the defending champions from the State Premier League while allowing regular wooden spooners Garville to play on next season.
It's the last news the reigning premiers were expecting to receive. They will no longer be eligible to play in the 2011 State League competition.
Yeah, we were pretty shocked. Just devastation, absolute devastation.
Netball SA say they cut the number of teams from 10 to 6 to strengthen the competition.
There's a huge disparity in the current 10 teams participating in the State League. 5 of them are highly competitive and 5 of them have not been competitive probably for the last 7 to 10 years.
Of those 5 teams consistently losing, 3 were dropped along with the championship side. This leaves 9th placed Garville still in the competition.
I'll be blunt. The fact that they got in and they have won more games than we've lost in the last 6 years is it's unbelievable.
In terms of it being a coincidence, it definitely wasn't deliberate.
Netball SA say the decision was based on written applications.
Oakdale were one of the 4 who presented poor applications.
But the club president says they were wrongly misled.
Yeah, the feedback we got from Netball SA right through the process was that they were really excited and keen for our application.
And the club will not give in without a fight. Netball SA say there is no chance of teams being reinstated for 2011 unless the courts rule otherwise. In the meantime, most have already opted to stand by their club and play lower grades next season. Chaise, Channel 4 News. It's the first day of spring and almost 12,000 race fans took the day off to enjoy festivities at the Balaclava Cup. The atmosphere may be laid back, but the racing's serious. Last year's winner Alcopop went on to start favourite for the prestigious Melbourne Cup.
A full 10-race card drew another bumper crowd to Balaclava. SA's largest country cup is ever growing.
I think we'll have to build a bigger racetrack because it's getting bigger every year.
Punters came en masse, in style and by other means.
I caught a donkey up here.
There was fashion, glamour and free-flowing Alcopops. Responsible drinking was encouraged, but the message didn't get through to everybody. There was also racing royalty in attendance.
See, we've got attractions like Apache Cat. I mean, we all love him. We know what he looks like. He looks like the Apache Cat. And he's here today. He's fortunate. We've got one of the best jockeys in the world here today, Damien Oliver. He's already ridden a winner. So, I mean, the punters are pretty happy with him at the moment. So, everything's happening at Balaclava today.
But they all came for the cup, and everyone had a tip.
Banani's going to be in the cup, and I've got it straight from the horse's mouth.
I like Haddle McDaddle.
Orchestra Stall started favourite. The frontrunners set a cracking early pace, only for an Andrew Payne-trained 9-year-old to swoop from the back of the field.
Haddle McDaddle going up to silence of fear. Even Adam late for a place, but it's going to be Haddle McDaddle.
Well, the great man was right. Michelle Bain brought home Haddle McDaddle with a barnstorming finish. And given the success of last year's winner, who knows what spring may hold for Haddle McDaddle and his connections. But the event wasn't just about the brother-sister team.
If you see 10,000 smiling faces, that makes it worthwhile.
There were indeed many smiles, but few will leave as happy as the Paynes. Johnny Stokes, Channel 4 News.
That's all from us. See you tomorrow night at 6. Good evening.
Good evening.